A lot of people want to make a lot of money and they want to be successful. In this video, I'm going to explain to you a little bit about what that means. Why? Because I've been through a couple of cycles in my life, a couple of decades of working hard, consistency, working various different jobs, starting many different businesses, some that have gone right and some which haven't gone right. And I'm sure you want to know a little bit about some of the mistakes because you don't want to make some of these mistakes yourself. I get it. There's a lot of pressure out there. On social media, you see he's buying this, he's bought that car, he's bought a new AP watch. And all of this sometimes comes back and reflects to you because you're probably thinking, what am I doing in my life? Where am I going? Where am I going to get to? And these things cause anxiety. You know, it causes this feeling of uncertainness. But in this video, I don't want you to feel like that. I don't want you to feel like that at all. And that's coming from somebody who's a millionaire. Yeah, I've got a £10 million property portfolio and I've built many different, businesses alongside this. And take it from me, you don't need to feel like that. This is going to be one of the most realist videos I've made. So my journey actually started off in a corner shop. Some of you may have heard of it. I was always beside my dad. But that time in my life taught me a lot about family. But be around your family because they are the people who really, truly matter. They're going to be there at the first day and on the last day they're always around you as well. You'll have ups and downs, you have arguments, but they are also the most truthful people. They tell you exactly how it is. If you annoy them, if you don't do something correct, they're the most honest people to tell you that. And sometimes that's what you need. You need honest people around you. A lot of us are looking for people who say what you want to hear. And guess what? That doesn't actually get you anywhere. That gets you into a place where it's fake, it's a facade. That relationship might be there for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, but eventually it does crumble. And when that relationship breaks up, later you kick yourself and say, what a waste of time that was. I poured so much into that person's cup and they never poured anything back. So set your expectations with other people. Always watch what other person is pouring into you and don't just measure another person with money because money comes and goes. There are some really good people out there. There's some people who would just help you because they are very nice people, because they have something called empathy. They know what it feels like to be in your position. And all they're looking for is a good friend in return. Some of my best friends are in normal jobs. They're everyday normal people, whether they're architects or they're teachers. But there's some of my best friends who I can call up on a Friday night and say, should we meet up? Can we go for a walk? Can we go for a talk? That's what you need. Secondly, I've then gone on to a cash and carry job. And that stage of my life taught me that impress your employers. I've heard people on TikTok, Instagram saying, be the last one in and first one out. Give your boss the most little as possible. That's actually the worst advice anybody can give you. And I'll tell you why. You want to be around people who you can impress. And when you impress them, they pour back into your cup. They appreciate the relationship they have with you. And do you know what they do? They help you to grow. And everybody wants to grow, and that is about life. As human beings, we are always evolving. So our purpose is to get better and better. So the more people you help on your journey, the more people who have more experience, who are supervisors, managers, CEOs, they're gonna end up pouring into you. And you'll be having some people who really, really like you as a person and genuinely like seeing your growth. And that's true for me. I know a guy called Paul Ferrin, even though he's not so well right now, 25 years after working, and he's a white man, by the way, and he'll say, have a coffee with me. And we can still have a coffee and we're like friends now, and I can talk to him about my family, my kids, what my kids are doing, how's everyone doing. So don't forget relationships and don't forget to give back to people who help you on your journey. We've got to stop this mentality of being selfish. It's just about me, myself and I, because that's actually going to lead you to a road where it's a dead end. Would I still have that friendship and go back to that very first employed job if I was a rubbish worker, if I didn't do what I had to do? No, Paul would have probably went, I'm too busy, tell him go away. He doesn't care if I'm a millionaire or not. He's still wearing them same clothes he used to. Maybe newer versions of them, but his style hasn't changed. But it's me who's grown, and he's been happy to see my growth. And he doesn't ask me how much money I earn. He actually says to me, Sean, I'm so happy to see your growth and how much of a man you've become. And that's what's most important. And on this journey of righteousness and doing right, good things are going to come on your path. I then worked at McDonald's at the age of 16. And by 18, I became a manager. And that wasn't no fluke. Let me tell you that. That was through hard work, perseverance, and learning every single job in that place. But you know what that made me? Made me indispensable. That means irreplaceable. I became something that McDonald's wasn't able to let go of. And if I did lose my job at one McDonald's, I'd knock on another one. It wouldn't take me very long to get a job with them. Why? Because I knew too many things in that place for them to say, wow, if we have someone calling sick, if we have someone who's not that good, Sean can come in and flex in. So be the best you can be. You'll learn more things. And even though it's McDonald's, I learned so many managerial skills that I still use today because I had to concentrate on 5, 6, 7 different things at the same time. I use them skills today in my business, like my properties, my electric man, my gas man, EPC man, my rents, my mortgages. It's a lot going on, right? And you're getting a bit jumbled up and mixed up. I learned these skills at 17, 18 from McDonald's just by them things of the production bin, the fry station, the front counter. So you think to yourself, what am I actually learning? What skills am I picking up? I also learned a little bit more about accounting. You see, I studied accounting in college for 2 years. And then as my degree, I did 3 years as in accounting and finance. And along that journey, I even worked part-time with an accountancy firm. And I got a lovely office. I got to wear a suit. I had my own laptop computer. And I thought, yeah, life's really looking up for me. But I very quickly realized that this wasn't for me because I'd look at the time at 8:30, getting into the office, make my cup of tea, 9 o'clock start. And then as I'm logging into my computer, I get put a pile of work. And while I'm going through this pile of work, it was my mission because I love getting through work and going, I finished. But guess what happens in a job? When they say you finished Mr. Jones's file, Mr. Phillips's file just comes up. And I realized there was about 300 customers who were waiting to be seen. So very quickly, I realized that I'm just a transaction myself who completes other transactions for that guy. I'm going to be stuck in a dead-end job and not getting anything like freedom of my time or, nothing more than a pension that I'm going to get somewhere at 60 years old. And every time I looked up at the time, I thought, is it lunchtime yet? It'd be 9:15, 9:30, 10 o'clock. And I'm like, still 2 hours. And that's all I'm looking forward to is lunchtime. By the time I got out of my work, it was dark already. I'm like, is this what it's all about? Yes, I'm dressed nice, I look nice, but I wasn't living the life that I wanted. So one thing I realized very quickly by doing these jobs, and I was very fortunate to do all these jobs, was that I wanted to do a customer facing role. Why? Because I'm a people person. I like to talk to people. So after I graduated, 6 months before I was supposed to even graduate, I thought ahead. And that's another thing you need to think about. So I realized very quickly that I wanted to do a banking job. And that's where I got a job. And do you know what? Always think ahead. Because I didn't know that I wanted a banking job. And before I even graduated, I applied for this job. Because remember, when you apply for something, you don't get a call back straight away. And you might be just waiting next to the phone and going, I ain't got a job right now because no one's called me. You have to be proactive, not reactive. And the difference is, a reactive person just waits for something to happen. A proactive person goes and gets it. And if you're an entrepreneur and you want to be an entrepreneur, you always have to be proactive because nothing changes or nothing happens unless you make it happen. And that's where I went to go and get my banking job and the start of the building blocks which started my property portfolio. So at 21, it might sound young, but I was already built. And so that journey already up until that stage was 13 years. So 13 years it took as a young sponge child to learn. And now I'm going to tell you all about my journey to multi-millionaire from 21 years onwards. But I want you to join me in part 2. And that's coming out next week because I don't want to overload your brain. And if you do need to rewind this and go back to the beginning, I'd heavily advise it because this is my journey and I'm your everyday average person who just wanted more from life, who was eager to learn, wanted a better start. So if that's something you're looking for, then you're in the right room because that's what I'm here to do, is inspire the next generation. I'm not just after money here or being famous, because we're all going to that same destination, which is that hole in the ground. We're here from a very short journey. I remember being 10, 20, 30, I'm nearly 40, 50, 60, my dad's there and my granddad's already gone at 80. That's how quick life is. It's such a short journey. This is a test. Be the best you can be. Come on this journey with me. And if you do want to see weekly lives, guys, then in the description below, we have our Discord channel. Come and join us. We do weekly lives with different experts. Now, it's all about more information. You might not know that's what you want to do right now, but in the future, it will make sense. When you start listening to conversations, it will spark ideas. And that's what I want it to do. And for those of you who are just watching just for the sake of it, I hope this was entertaining for you, educational, and I hope it helps you in your life. Peace.